Hey, what's up, YouTube? You know who I am. I don't need to say my name. Anyways, uh, I'm here with a Wi-Fi battle that I had like this morning, I guess. It's pretty epic because, well, if it wasn't for three lucky turns, I would have probably lost the whole match and like gotten my team wrecked by a Haxorus or a Flygon, I say. But this is my new RU team because OU is getting kind of lame and boring because it's the same three Pokemon: Conquador, Ferrothorn, and Latios. Those are the same three Pokemon I see. So I decided I'm gonna start switching it up here with my RU team. That way I can just like mind fuck people. Like, yeah, you'll see. Anyways, this guy's name is Day Day. I'm guessing he's black. No offense if you're not. And he leads off with Haxorus. When he leads off with Haxorus, I'm led to believe that this is a Dragon Dance Haxorus, and I'm gonna set up Dragon Dance. But I totally forget he has a Flygon on his team, and he knows what kind of set I pack. And he switches out to Politoed, because that's what he did. He switched out to Politoed. Anyways, I go ahead and start off with the outrage. I didn't think, well, yeah, I thought I was gonna do about half because Politoes are pretty damn bulky, but I did too much to be a freaking choice scarf outrage right there. Anyways, he switches out to his Magnezone there, and Magnezone, of course, takes it like a boss because his outrage is resisted towards whatever. You guys know. I don't have to explain myself anymore. Anyways, I was right here hoping that I get the 2-turn outrage, but I get the 3 instead, which is pretty gay. And I take about half his health, which is pretty good. I would say it's a. But since this is the regular substitute Magnezone, um, he uses a substitute, of course. I don't know what to say. Anyways, I saw his Polito, so I was thinking this thing knew Thunder, and I was like freaking out, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna slaughter out something just so I can break it up and take it out the next turn. And he hits me with a T-Bolt, and I was like, well, that's interesting. He has a T-Bolt. My guess is his team was just picked off the box for whatever reason for, you know. And I live with 50 HP because my old school is a boss like that, and I go for the hidden power fighting because I do prefer hidden power fighting over Focus Blast nowadays, because Focus Blast isn't reliable like he used to be. And I break his sub like I planned it to, and he's gonna take me out this turn like I planned to. And as soon as he takes me out, my plan was to send out my Flygon or whoever that I wanted to use that turn. Well, Flygon was the only Pokemon I could really have a for sure knockout with, since my team isn't really oriented to take on Steel types. And I pull out my Flygon here, and I was like, wait a minute. So if he rescued this low health Politoed, what makes me believe he's not going to rescue this Magnezone? So instead of using the Earthquake, I immediately click on the U-turn because I don't know what the hell he's going to switch out to, and because I'm a boss like that. And he pulls out Latios, and I'm just like, oh my god, I made a great fucking move here. A U-turn on Latios. Badass. Anyways, I retreat, and I pull out my Aaron Honchkrow. If you guys watch Criminal Minds, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I pull out my Aaron, and he switches out. I think he predicted my Sucker Punch, but at first I was hoping he wouldn't know I had Sucker Punch, but now that he does, I'm forced to switch out here. And I pull up my Lunar Disc or my Cresselia here because Cresselia is a freaking monster in RU. It's a freaking monstrous wall. This is no joke right here. And this is my dual screens Cresselia because that's what this Cresselia does. It's up dual screens, and well, I couldn't paralyze it because it was a ground type, so I can do the usual paralyze, reflect, and then moonlight, so I can get back to full and switch out. So I had to work around that, and I set up my reflect this next turn, and I'm like, okay, so I know I can live another Icicle Crash, and I'm seeing it takes recoil from Life Orb every, turn. So I'm planning to Life Orb stall it out, because I'm a gay faggot like that, and I like to stall people out. Sorry about that. And I use Moonlight, and I remember I wouldn't heal that much because the rain's up. So I'm pretty much, getting depressed because my Moonlight isn't really healing half my HP. So I gotta use like 5 millions just to get back to full, judging by his icicle crashes every turn. And I go to my green here, and I'm like, okay, so now that I have, at least green health, I know I can take another, another 2 and use Moonlight after that. So I'm gonna set up my light screen. But he switches out to Magnezone, which is this is a really good play on my part, even though I did not know he was gonna switch out. And now that I have those screens up, I'm just like, okay, so what to do now? I know he's gonna try to set up substitutes, so I might as well just try to break it. Because, yeah. Anyways, he knows he has a free sub, and he's gonna take the opportunity. Instead of going for the flash cannon and getting the 2-hit KO with Flygon, if I was him, I honestly would have done the flash cannon. I'm knowing I would have switched out to the Flygon, but I don't know. I'm not this kid, so yeah. Anyways, I used the Earthquake to break his sub. I'm guessing he didn't do the double flash cannon, maybe because he thought one flash cannon would take care of me. Because Magnezone is a monster when it comes to like special attack. Whatever the case may be, he hits me with a flash cannon and it does less than I think half. Yeah, it does way less than half, and I take that like a boss. So now that I saw 2 Levitators on his team, I was like, okay, obviously he knows I'm going to use Earthquake because of choice. So I'm going to switch out to my Rotom here just to try to scout out, see what he's going to do. But he switches out into his own Flygon, and that's how I pretty much... And that was pretty much unique to me. I was like, ooh, look, a Flygon of their own. And he uses U-turn. That's what helps me determine that it was Scarf, because my Rotom is Scarf. I know, how gay. 2 Scarfers in one team. But he has 2 Scarfers too, so I wouldn't blame him. Or blame me. And he goes back out into his Magnezone. And I think I go for the Leaf Storm here. Yeah, I go for the Leaf Storm, and it misses because I'm gay. And actually, I'm not the gay one. Rotom is, since he likes to miss Leaf Storms. And my Reflect wears off. Not that that matters at this point. And I go for my light screen here. I know, well, I didn't know, but I thought he could live by a little bit and not be able to set up a sub. And I know I could take another Leaf Flash Cannon or whatever he wants to throw at me. But instead I one-shot it, and I'm like, oh, that was unexpected. Anyways, I was really debating on who to switch out to. I was like, if I make the wrong move here, I'm going to lose my freaking team to this Flygon. And I go out into my Barney, or my Adino, and I know I can just, with whatever move he has, I can take it with less than half and regenerate it, because they do have the regenerator ability, and I'd be able to live, pretty much anything. But he pulls out his Haxorus here, and then this is where I started getting scared. I was like, okay. So I was thinking, since this was the lead, maybe he does have the Dragon Dance, and he wanted to save it for later, and this is the later time. So I go back out to my Flygon, and I was like, okay, now I can 2-shot this thing, or 1-shot it. But he goes for the Outrage, and this isn't where I found out that he was Scarfed. I found that at a later time. But yeah, my Flygon dies, and I was like, oh shit, I already lost my Alakazam and my Flygon. And both my Screams were out. What the hell am I gonna do? So I switch out to my Cresselia, knowing I can take an Outrage. I was like, I can take an Outrage. I know I can, because I've used Cresselia in the past. And I live it with 27 HP. And what I do is I use the Thunder Wave. And right here I was like, okay, I have a choice of setting up Reflect or Light Screen. And I was like, I don't know which one though. And I was like, he's confused. So I know he's going to switch out. And then I thought of it. He's going to switch out. So I'm going to paralyze his incoming Pokemon as well. So I do use a dual paralysis here, which has really worked out effectively, because if he would have switched out to anyone else like Flygon, I wouldn't have been so lucky. But anyways, I used the Light Screen, and right here I hoped to get the Power Hack so I can set up both Light Screen and Reflect. I was like hoping, trying to, I was just hoping, and I get the Power Hacks, and I'm like, great. That's all I really needed. That's all I needed. So now he can, he can fire off as many Dracos as he wants as my Cresselia. But he gets another pair of hacks, and I'm just like, okay. I wasn't really expecting that, because I was supposed to flutter out Cresselia this turn and then, switch out to my Honchkrow and set it up right there. Or Sucker Punch that thing. But that didn't happen. So now he uses the Draco, and I was like, well, I'm gone, because I know my Cresselia can't take a Draco from Choice Specs. And this is where I found out it was Extra Belt, because I live with just one. And there's no Life Orb recoil. Unless it was like Magikarp, but that's not true. Anyways, I pull out my... Wait. This thing is scarfed. Anyways, I pull out my Rotom and I use Volt Switch. Oh, he's Scarf. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. And I take about just a little 10%. I didn't take out that much. I know what I mean. And I pull out my Honchkrow. This is the MVP of the match right here. This is where, you know, this is where the real fun started happening for me. So he fires off another Draco, and I'm like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. And I use Substitute right here. And I was like, I know if he fires off one Draco, he can't be able to break my sub. He can't. But Draco missed, and long story short, he switched out his Latios. And right here, I was like, okay, I know I can take one Draco and shit like that. So I'm going to use a Roost. And if he's going to switch out, you know, at least I have a free Roost here instead of another Draco. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Brave Bird. Anyways, I fire off Bravers here because I'm a badass like that. And this is where I found out it was actually a Scarf set because one, well, I don't know if it's Scarf or not, but or it could be Banded actually. That's unique. Anyways, I outspeed and I use a Brave Bird and I claim that Haxorus and I get a Moxie boost because that's what my Honchkrow does. It's a big boss like that. My light screen wears off, but that doesn't really matter anymore because I am behind the sub. All I needed was I needed a reflector or a light screen to protect me when I'm using sub. That way I can take minimum damage. But anyways, he uses the Perish Song, which is really gay because I use Sucker Punch, and I was like, I think this thing's gonna try to break my sub, and then something else is gonna rush me. But apparently he just used the Perish Song approach, and I'm like, crap. Anyways, he pulls out his Latios, and I'm like, I'm gonna start throwing Brave Birds at everything then. If he, you know, not gonna attack, if he's just gonna keep on switching out. And then I took his Latios right there, and I get another Moxie boost. And then I have 2 turns left after this, which is really. When I saw that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to take out his Flygon and then switch out. That way, I can take out the next Pokemon after that, and then, you know, call it a day. Or take out every other Pokemon besides Flygon, and then when Flygon's out, I can just Sucker Punch it, and then that'll be the end of that. But no, well, no. Okay. Anyways, I throw another Braver at this thing. He breaks my sub with his Ice Beam because I don't know that Politoed. I'm guessing it's the Perish Song Whirlpool set, which traps you in and like destroys you 3 turns later. And then I only have 1 turn left in my Perish Song thing. And then he pulls out his Flygon, and I fire off a Sucker Punch, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be the end of that thing because this Flygon was a really big threat to my team because an Outreach could have taken out the rest of my team like in a snap of a finger. But now I am out of turns for Perish Song, and my Honchkrow goes down, and I'm pretty much screwed. Screwed. And I do what I like to do the most to this last Pokemon, which is stall it out. Because that's what I love to do, is stall shit out. Because I'm a gay faggot like that again. And I throw Toxic at it, and then after that, you guys know what's going to happen. I'll wait for myself one more. I think that's about it. Sorry about the gay narration today. It's just I'm not in it. Thinking about other things like that. Anyways, I think I'll start doing RU besides the regular OU crap. Because all I do for OU is use the same freaking Pokemon or the same team, like Umbreon, my Conqueror, my Latios, you know, the same 3 you see from me, my Darmanitan and things like that. You'll always see that from me, and my whatever. But I think I'll start using, you know, this team a bit more. I mean, I see the potential because of this match. I saw the potential of what it can do, but I think I still have to learn how to really grasp it really well. So I think that was pretty much it for this battle. Well, YouTube, I think this is, yeah, that's about it. That's all it's saying. I guess I'll see you guys around then. Wait, let it die first. Let it die.